Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I'm preparing to make some more weapons soon. There's a few projects on the go. That's why I'm trying to decide what to talk about without surprising you. Anyway, I'm going to do a some kind of warhammer with the front plates of this. It won't be using this head. The head may be incorporated, but it will be used with something else to make it a lot heavier. Anyway, what I am actually doing today though is I'm going to make some more HDPE grips. Now I've done some of these before, handle scales from, well, I used this stuff last time, which are offcuts of HDPE chopping boards. There's one issue with this: if you are going to use this kind of stuff, it needs to be very thin, otherwise it takes a long time to melt. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, but with bottle lids this time. I've got loads of bottle lids there. And I'll be using this little oven. You melt the lids on some of this oven-proof material so it doesn't stick to your pan, and then you put it in a mould, a wooden mould lined with the same stuff, and then I just push it down with a bit like that and compact it. And because the lids are thinner, they should melt a lot quicker. I may cut up the lids as well, at least in half, maybe quarters, depending on how easy they are to cut and hold. So yeah, I'll just be getting out various lids and deciding on different colours. I have just spotted orange and black. I maybe, now, you know what, could make some lovely combinations here. So yeah, I've already shown the process of how to do this, and I will literally just be cutting them up, laying them on some of this stuff, melting them, and then putting them in there. So I may not even show you the process of doing it, but I do have a video showing it. But maybe I will. We'll see. There's a lot of a lot of messing around. So yeah, the oven, you just set it to about 170, I think. As I said, I've got a full video of this. You don't want it too high. There's one thing people mentioned: fumes. If HDPE at a certain temperature does not produce any fumes or smell, it's quite safe to use. It's only if you're going too high that it will start to burn. So I think 170 degrees Celsius is the limit to keep it safe and you're not breathing anything in. I'm going to do a D-guard. It's not going to be a short sword, it's going to be a large D-guard knife. There's the handle and D-guard. D-guard's going to be made from steel. The handle will be a HDPE handle, and that will be what the blade looks like, at the top of the blade anyway. It's going to be, I want the blade long enough. If this works, I may be able to sell these, and if they're easy to do. I may sell other ones anyway. I've got some big Kydex here, so that's how big the blade will be, so that I can do lovely Kydex sheaths at a reasonable price, because leather that size costs about 40 quid. That costs 15 quid, and I can make at least 2 sheaths for it. So the sheaths are costing £7.50. So I could make these little short swords for sale at a reasonable price. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I'll be back in a minute. I may show you the process of while it's melting. Yeah, alright. Let's make some handle scales, and I'm hoping some really nice ideas come out of this, really nice patterns. Right, I've turned the oven on now. What I've done is cut about 50 lids in half. I reckon that should make a hell of a difference. And I'll time this to see how long it takes for them to melt, to let you know. Because when I did it the other way, with the larger stuff, it took ages. So I may need to add more as I do this, and you can it's good to have a pair of gloves so you can sort of pick this bit of stuff up and mix it together. Actually, I might get as much as I can on. Don't want it going on the edges. As it sort of clumps together, I'll add some more. So you will want some kind of oven gloves or something to do this. Right, I'll come back when that starts to melt. Right, I tell you now, this has only been on for about 2 minutes and it's already starting to melt them. So that makes a hell of a difference having the thinner stuff, because it took hours last time. Yeah. I do need, I ain't got a proper oven glove on me, hang on. But I'll just show you this quickly. Hopefully they don't burn me. Can you see that? Yeah, that's going to burn me with these on. But that is melting already, so I'm going to quickly run upstairs, get myself, I need either a rubber runner, I either need an oven glove or my leather gloves I've got. Yeah, less than 5 minutes. Oh. Right. So I am going to mix this in my hands with the gloves so I can get this nicely all together and all mixed in. Gone quick, I might be able to do it without the gloves on. Now, as long as you, if there are some fumes coming off this, you could always make sure you've got plenty of ventilation. Should help. I've put a fan on and I'm going to wear a mask purely because there was a little bit of fumes coming off this at first. I don't know if that was anything to do with the HDPE or just the oven, because it's not doing it now, but still, I'd rather be safe. But I have read extensively that HDPE at a certain temperature doesn't give off any fumes though. Dangerous fumes, that is. So yeah, it should be fine, but you know, I'm going to be careful anyway. What I have done is I've cut this stuff in half. And hopefully I should be able to make 2 slabs out of this. 2, whatever you call them. I don't know the fucking word. Right, that's what initially the 2 black and orange ones have come out like. They're quite thin, so you would probably want about 50 lids for one side. I'll still be able to use these. It's going to be a reasonably small handle, whatever it is, but I've got plenty of things I could use those on. So I might just give these a bit of a plane off so they're about level and just see what they look like. But yeah, seem alright, seem solid. Yeah, just have to see how thin they are now, but I could always use them for handle scales for something like a folding knife or something like that. Yeah, so if I get time I might do another one, but I don't know, it's getting late now. But yeah, at least I've done those 2, and we've got a load of other lids we can do other different sort of designs. Right, so you can see some of the layers of marbling, and as they're sort of sanded down and smoothed out, you'll see more of it. I'm quite happy with those. They're quite thin, but again, I don't know, that's probably still perfectly adequate for a standard knife. For a sword I'd probably want something bigger. But yeah, I do like this kind of stuff, so I will definitely do some more. But I was just a bit bored today, so I thought I'd do a bit of an experiment and see how basically it was to see how the lids melted, and bottle lids do melt a lot quicker and a lot easier than big bits of HDPE, so Yeah, if you're going to do it, make sure it's lids. Do some research to make sure what kind of lids you're supposed to do it with. You can't use all the types of lids, but there are certain kinds of HDPE that are perfectly fine to do this. And people make pens out of HDPE and loads of things, catapults, loads of stuff. And it is a food grade sort of stuff, so it's alright to be handled and used. And as I said, at a certain temperature it doesn't burn, it just melts and it doesn't give off toxic fumes. Right, there you go. There's two very basic sort of starters for some handle scales. You should see some more in a later date. Right, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to like the video, share it if you think you know people who would like to watch it. Definitely comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.